Hello, my friends. Roll 5. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Retro Dogfight. I, as always, have a dry throat. I just took water, too. I, as always, am your co-host, Brian. And joining me, as always, is your co-host, Chase.
Hello.
Okay, and your co-host, Denny.
Hi there.
And
While Brian chokes to death there.
Yeah. Oh man, it's been a week, and we are here, my friends, to talk about at least one game that is near and dear to my heart. Slight spoilers. The A-10 Tank Killer series by Dynamix, of which there were two. The first, which came out in 1989, so we're kind of going chronologically-ish. Because it's a journey. That's kind of my vision for this whole show. So we're going chronologically-ish. But there are two A-10 Tank Killer games. The first one came out in 1989, and I played the hell out of that one. I got it in 1990 because in 1990, I got an IBM PS2 Model 25. That was the one that was an all-in-one unit with the floppy drive underneath the monitor. If you guys remember that one.
It was so cute. It was like if a Mac was designed wrong.
Exactly. But it had the floppy drive underneath, and it had an empty bay next to it, and I got a 20 megabyte hard drive put in that one, which in 1990 was cavernous. Let me tell you, I put basically every game I owned on that 20 megabyte hard drive. But it had an MCGA adapter. Remember MCGA? The IBM competitor to VGA, which didn't last very long, but it was basically the same thing as VGA 256 color. And wow, this game in its 256 color glory blew me away at the time. But I played this game to death back in the day, which didn't take long because let's start talking about the first game. When it first came out, it only had 6 missions. It only had 6 missions. And to be fair, they were kind of long missions. You know, they were kind of lengthy. It took a while, you know, because it wasn't just go to your target, kill it and be done. No. That's not how this game worked. It was like, go to this thing and kill it. Oh, here's another thing to do. Oh, here's another thing to do. Oh, here's like these missions were kind of long. They took a while. But anyway, let's rewind a little bit. So A-10 Tank Killer was this the first Dynamix flight sim? Or one of the first?
Dynamix came out earlier stuff. They came out with was it Stellar 7, I believe?
Yeah.
And
that game was amazing on the console.
And Arctic Fox, which was published by EA.
Yes, I played that one. Yes.
I also believe they did Nova 9.
Yes, Nova 9. Those are the tank games.
So they came out, Dynamix and Damon Sly, blessed be his name, for a while he lasted at Dynamix. They came out of the gate in 3D.
Yes.
So yeah, they did their tank games. And then this was their first swing at a flight game.
Yeah,
their first really good flight game was in 1990, a year later with Red Baron.
Right.
Come on, man.
He passive aggressively.
That's the way I feel. I feel like this. Jenny just ruined it. My big thing is that this was Dynamix's warm-up swing.
Oh man. Yep. Okay. Well, so yeah, this was Damon Sly's first flight sim too for Dynamix.
Yep.
And okay, so let's talk about it, because I love this game. I played this game to death back in the day. I loved it. I played every mission. I finished every mission, which again didn't take a hell of a lot of time because again, only 6 missions. Now, friends, if you track this game down today, you'll find that there are 21 missions. Because
the 1.5.
Yeah, because eventually it got updated to 1.5. I don't know if I didn't know about it at the time. I don't think I did. Maybe some reason I didn't seek it out, but I didn't know. I think I just didn't know there was a 1.5, so there were originally 6 European.
What the hell was the matter with you?
I don't know. I guess I didn't know, because I think if I had known, I would have.
I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know, because I think if I had known, I would have sought it out. But they added another set of European missions and then a set of Desert Storm missions, which I think took the list of missions up to 21. But still, that's it. There's no mission editor. There's no randomization.
One tutorial.
Yeah, there's one tutorial. That's it. So you got 21, 22 missions. That's it. And so you play those. You get them under your belt. That's it. So that's a knock against the game for me. I think is that there's not a lot of content here, which is sad because I love this game. I played it to death because I love the A-10. I've said before the A-10 is my favorite plane of all time. So I was predisposed to love this game. I have the box in my hand. I don't know if you guys know this. I have a box copy of it right here. I love this game.
Word.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, the original with the original artwork, not the boring 1.5 artwork with just like a photo of the plane flying toward you. No, I got the painting, like the actual, like the beautiful with the two planes and the tank on fire and the guy's face looking at you. Yeah, no, I got the original like 19.
Well, aren't you Mr. Fancy Pants?
Got the 1989 box right here, baby. Wow. Yeah. So there are a lot of things I love. I'm going to start with the good because there are a lot of things I loved about this game. I love the manual. I thought the manual was really well written. I love the map. I loved how the map paused the game, kind of like Gunship 2000. Well, yeah.
They ripped off all the micropro sims up to the time with that map, just straight up.
What micropro sims had the map like that?
Micropros had established how maps were done in flight simulators.
Right. That square grid map with the. You could take A-10's map and put it side by side, and you wouldn't know which one it was.
Well, the thing though about A-10's map is one, it paused the game, which Gunship did not.
Which is nice. Yeah,
and
which
two,
is nice.
You could select things on the map, which you couldn't do in Gunship.
Without having to use the you could use the arrow keys, but yeah.
Right. And it told you what everything was. Like, here's your primary target, yada, yada, yada. So I love the map for that. It made moving around and telling and figuring out what to do next very, very easy. I love the map.
You sure as hell weren't going to figure it out by looking at the terrain or the objects on the ground.
Well, I mean, it's 1989. I mean,
it is. I know. It's primitive. It's early days.
Yeah, it's 1989. But I did love the missions. I do love how they changed on the fly, which I thought was very fun. Like, there was one mission I particularly loved called The Dilemma, which is a good example of this in the Desert Mission set, where you're flying around, you're doing one thing, but all of a sudden, you're like, there's an A6 pilot that's going to take out a Scud, but he gets shot down. But the Scud is still a problem. And so do you help the A6 pilot or do you take out the Scud? Like, what do you do? Hot shot.
Yeah, but you're an Air Force puke, so of course you're going to ignore the Navy puke. So I take out the Scud.
I help the pilot. But because I'm a nice guy.
Well, I knew I wasn't ever going to find the Scud with its like 3 pixel size, so I helped the pilot.
Right. But so there's a lot I loved about this game. I love that they focused on fun. Like, there's no fuel. You don't have to worry about fuel. No fuel.
Nope.
Like, you don't have to worry about fuel. Don't worry about it. I loved how you can just hit a button and it pauses and you can see all your ammo and you can see how your damage. You can see you can see like the temperature of your gun. I thought that was fun. Like, oh, your gun's hot. Don't shoot it for a little bit. I thought that was fun.
The damage modeling's okay too. Yeah. Not like in flight, but visually. Like, I was flying around and I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to fly over these gopher sites. And you can see like the chunk takes out a chunk of your wing and stuff like that, which is a nice touch for 1989.
Yeah, no, it was one of the first games I remember seeing that actually visually showed that stuff.
Yeah.
And, you've got the external views on the function keys and like looking out and seeing your plane is cool.
Yeah.
That was novel at the time.
Yeah, it had good visibility in terms of external views and internal views. I was fine with its Yeah, and it was fun. They digitized and sewed together an A-10 cockpit and it's presented in,
which was so funny. You look at that now and it's funny. Like, friends, if you haven't played this, they basically took pictures of the cockpit and strung it together, and then they put like these interactive elements in front of it, so you like have these needles moving around in front of the picture, a picture of a cockpit.
Back in my day, we called that photorealism.
Yeah.
Listen, kids. In 89, right? That was one of the things I was going to mention about A-10 is like that is when Sierra started getting big into back then what we called digitization.
Yeah.
Ooh, we did not have cell phones and we did not have CCD cameras, so this was a manual process. In 89, I bought an Amiga, and I want to propose something here right now to everybody. Anytime that we say I had on my Amiga or in my Amiga or whatever, it's going to become a drinking game.
Yeah.
Oh God! Yeah, I patiently wait.
You don't want to kill
Ryan
people, man.
To finish saying nice things about this.
You don't want to kill people, guys.
Before I chimed in,
you don't want to kill people
because I played it on the Amiga emulator.
Oh yeah, you guys.
To go back to my
don't owe me. It looks better in 64 colors on the Amiga than it did on your MCGA machine.
It does. But anyway, Sierra was getting into it, so that was one of the first things in digitization. You took like a security camera. I had a digitizer for the Amiga, and it was a black and white security camera, and you put like RGB cells over it to separate the colors, and that's how you took pictures of computer things back then. You didn't have any handheld digitizers like that. So Sierra was like one of the first companies to really get into it, to digitize pictures, and that was kind of one of the selling points of A-10 is all these super realistic, pictures of the A-10 with its weapons hanging off, and the digitized picture of Colonel Pissy Pants
yelling at you like, "What are you doing?"
I love that guy. The writing is just so hang dong.
I know, it's so sassy.
His introduction to you. His introduction to you is, "My name is Colonel." And I forgot his name now.
I know.
Colonel Hang Dong. And if there's one thing that will get you through this, is that you never forget that. And I'm like, really?
The game is so sassy. It's so funny. I specifically wrote that down, that the game is very sassy. And another Sierra note, because they were early adopters of the Roland MT32, this game supports that. And I realize now I could have tried that and I didn't, because I have a Roland MT32 and I forgot to try that for this game. I should have tried that. I didn't.
Yeah, I would have liked to know your opinion on that, because the ad lib sound that it plays is just
not great. It's not great.
Awful.
It's not great.
Well, I did the emulated MT32.
Oh, okay.
On the next game, and it must have been this one. And oh my God, there's like 3 levels of sound. There was when I first tried to play the PC version in a web browser, and oh my God, I can't believe that you can now run PC classic games on the web. That's
it's wonderful.
How far we've come.
It's amazing.
But it was horrible. It was beeps and boops. The ad lib was not bad. The Roland, the sound effects weren't as good as the Sound Blaster, but the music was so much better.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
But you know where the music sounded good, Brian? On the Amiga version.
Well, Frank, I mean, come on. Amiga had a better sound.
Brian, you haven't even asked us how we felt about this game. You've been so excited about it.
Well, I'm trying
Usually we all chime in at the beginning and like, I liked it, and I get blah, blah, blah. I've been loving it. I've been letting you go because I don't have a lot of nice things to say about it.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get my stuff out of the way first before we get to you guys, because I want to get how I feel out of the way, because I also have some not so nice things to say as well. But
we'll get to A-10 Tank Killer 2 later.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I have some things to say about that one. But yeah, I honestly, even though it's still, it's got some issues, I had a lot of fun returning to this game, even though the flight modeling is problematic. Oh my God, trying to maintain level flight in this game. Jesus fracking Christ. I was taken out more by my own crashes than by enemy fire. Because I'm like, I'm going to turn around and get that tank I missed. Boom. Oh, God.
It doesn't help that, that little dots as you approach the ground for ground awareness were kind of a thing by this time. And A-10 did not implement those.
Have that at all.
Which, if
you had to just watch your altimeter. And the thing is, it yells at you if you get too high. You're going to get shot down by a MiG.
It doesn't.
I have theories on that. I think in that, Colonel Pissy Pants, it's like,
what are you doing up
there? He shouldn't be yelling at you for like missing targets it should be, God damn it, pilot, our graphic engine can't display things when you're high up in the air. And which is the reason why your A-10 is being treated more like a helicopter in this game than, for Christ's sake, you got 1 foot increments on the altitude tape. 1 foot.
It's terrible. And changing the throttle changes the way your plane flies so ridiculously in this game. Like you go from 4 to 5, it's like, whoa! It's like, my God, it's like trying to figure out how to maintain
the model is. Again, remembering this is 89 before flight models were even really a thing.
But still, it is hard to.
They only existed in Air Warrior, but the nice, if the thing would fly straight, if you could straighten its wings to the horizon, which I was never able to, the dang thing was always in a little tiny bit of a turn.
But
if it was, then you could just use your rudders to turn, because any left or right in that game.
What rudders? Rudders?
Huh?
What rudders? There were rudders? You guys had rudders?
Yeah, you could.
Y'all had rudders?
Right.
I don't know how I was doing, but like literally just spinning around in that thing. So even with these problems, I still had fun flying these missions because there's a lot of stuff to shoot. There's a lot of stuff to kill. The missions were, I think, well written, and they're in their own way kind of dynamic because things can change on the fly, which like, oh no, kill that. Oh no, kill that, which I had a good time with. And I remembered the fun I had back in the day playing this. Yeah, to me, that's the best kind of mission. You even now, because God knows current LLM AI ain't going to do it. Like any mission that is generated is just going to lack some of the fun details that a written mission has. But by adding those random elements, you don't always know where things are going to come from. You don't always know when something's going to pop up. And just that level of surprise is all I need for it to stay fun. So.
Yeah, I didn't try. Did you guys try the campaign? Because apparently there's this continuity where if you don't take stuff out in one mission, it's still there in the next or whatever. I didn't try that. I didn't have the patience for it.
Mine wasn't so much patience in that I was playing it through Exodus, which has a tendency to reset every time you restart the game.
Oh,
so I just tried mission, just on the mission things. And what I appreciate about it was not. It made you make some decisions. It kept you busy instead of fly to waypoint X, do this, fly to waypoint Y.
Right.
Like, on the very first mission, you're like tasked to do like 2-3 different things, like, destroy these buildings here in this city, and then go up and hit this base. And looking at the map, it's like you got to intelligently plan your way around. Like if you just play chase the waypoint, you're going to fly over threats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was things like that, and it that was fine. That's pretty decent stuff for the era, considering if you were a newbie pilot and you're approaching this fresh, that would have been pretty cool. Actually, I should say, if you were a newbie pilot and you were like not playing something superior like Amiga Falcon drink, this would have been pretty new to you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I failed a lot of missions the first time because I was used to F-19. It's just fly to the waypoint, kill it, fly to the waypoint, kill it, go home. And you can't do that in this game. You cannot do that in this game. It's like, oh wait, there are 3 SAMs on the way to the target. Got to fly around.
Exactly.
Got to figure out to fly around that hill to get to the
little. little pointy thing.
Yeah.
I did start the campaign, and just to see how the mission flow went. Yeah, I mean, it's the same missions. It's just that there is a progression, and a rating. Like we screwed that last one up. So I was able to save the missions because I played the Amiga version. I tried the PC version too, but it was interesting to compare. My PC setup was actually better than anyone had at this time. I was running it on an emulated P2 400.
Oh yeah,
set up a good
overkill.
I was trying to set up a good system for running A-10 Tank Killer 2, and I didn't want to configure for each one. So but no, I got the 3 floppy Amiga version going on Amiga Forever. And I remembered I did play this back in the day, and that was the version that I played. And also trying to get these freaking PC retro packages going on my 86 box versus the Amiga. I remember now why I was a hardcore Amiga head. PCs were complicated and annoying enough in the day with all the weird compatibility stuff, but when you add in people packaging these retro games, because licensed copies of every flight sim in history, I don't feel guilty about it, but if somebody's packaged it up, great. So the version that you were talking about, Brian, when I put it in 86 box, it's like the decompressor will not run on this version of Windows.
Oh gosh!
Oh God! It was so painful. So I got the Amiga version.
I do not do packages. I mean, Internet Archive is a blessing.
Well, that's
Xbox.
But then you got to find the
86 box.
And all that. So it reminded me of the bad old days. But the Amiga version just ran. It was actually so state of the art for 1989. 1990 Amiga game. I played 1.5. It was funny. The credits come by, and I see 2 friends of mine. Rhett Anderson and Randy Thompson, who were the original editors of Compute's Amiga Resource before I took it over. And when Compute had layoffs and a whole bunch of people left, they went to work for Dynamix. And so I pinged Rhett, and I'm like, what did you do on this? And apparently he and Randy optimized some 68,000 processor machine code.
Nice.
For the shaders to work better. And I ran this on both an emulated, I simulated 2 of my systems, a 68010 processor, which was my Amiga 1000, and then I ran it on an Amiga 3000. The Amiga 1000 version, performance-wise, was kind of comparable to the PC of the day. It's still a little bit smoother than the emulated PC. But the cool thing is the 3000 version was like silky smooth. This was running at like 20 something frames a second. Oh wow. And
that's amazing for 1989.
And also is one of the only games, there were a few, but it's one of the only flight sims I remember. Microprose, when they ported their flight sims to the Amiga, they would lazily make them 16 colors and just port over the VGA version. I mean the EGA version,
right?
Because it was easiest. This one supported 64 color mode, which on the Amiga was extra half bright. You had a palette of 32 colors out of 4096, and then you could have a half as bright version of each of those colors. So it looks at least as good as the VGA version.
I don't think I could run the EHB version because I just had a 500 with some wonky accelerator on there, so it was kind of run an accelerator. But yeah, I don't think I could run it in EHB because I remember it being pretty chunky on a real 500, like everything was. I mean, for crying out loud.
But yeah, and the Amiga version that I played was the full 1.5, so it had all the extra stuff. But yeah, it was running it on a 3000, which was probably available when version 1.5 came out. It was actually pretty cool. The game itself, Brian, you and I, it's good that we're both here because you represent the people who like ground pounders. I'm an air-to-air guy,
right?
I just feel like
Well, this is why the show works. We have different. This is why the show works. We have different viewpoints on things, and that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No complaints. But yeah. So it's not something that I really enjoy. It just doesn't feel fair to me. And and when you add in how primitive the graphics are, it's just we weren't quite there yet for the level of detail that you need for low level ground stuff.
Just exact, because what we're talking about here is like we mentioned earlier, the missing ground cues, and we're also talking 320 by 200, and only about half the screen was used, and there is a brutal visibility cutoff model there. Like if you're approaching a tank or something, you will not see it on the screen. You'll see it like in a little target window over in the right-hand corner, and which is fine if you're using all of the fire and forget weapons that are in this game. They are all fire and forget, LGBs, Mavericks, Durandals, whatever.
Which is very funny.
But you will not see the actual representation of until you're like very close, and it just pops in. And with the frame rate and everything else, you maybe see it for 3 or 4 frames before you're gone. So your
annoying commander guy is always telling you to slow down, and I think it's not so much that's the weapon's safe release range as it is otherwise. You're just not going to see it.
Using the trademark Avenger cannon is to me. When I was playing, it was just an absolute nightmare. I bumped up the emulation speed.
It's so difficult. But
once you get close to the ground, or you get close to one of the polygons, like in a building or a city or something, the frame rate, at least on the settings I was using, which was, again, 3,000 cycles, which is comparable to what a 386-ish, it just bogs down. So you are like trying to steer this thing at about 2 frames a second, trying to line up your gun on a spec, and it was not enjoyable. Whereas when you burst something, that should be the most enjoyable part of an A-10 game.
Though I will say the super early digitized explosions, were very amusing when you did hit something with the gun. Yeah, because you have these like simple polygon primary color graphics, and then you have this tiny low res like digitized smoke. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
we just sucked all the air out of Brian, man.
No. I mean,
he was grooving on this, and we're just like unzipping and unloading.
No. I mean, I don't think this would be as much of a fun podcast if we all agreed all the time. We can't all agree all the time. You know,
let's just put 20-year-old Chase was enthralled by this, even though it ran at about 2 frames a second on my Amiga. And again, one of the drivers for me to get out of the Amiga world. But it was, I mean, a state of the art. It was cool. It was, I mean, you had digitized pictures. It was the A-10, and it was Desert Storm and Oorah, and yeah.
I'll just be honest. I feel a little bad that you guys didn't have as much fun as I did. I'm sorry about that. I wish that. No, I feel bad.
It's fine. It was a joy compared to the next game.
Okay. So friends, let's move on. So I'm gonna just say I love A-10. But the next game. So 7 years later. Not sure why it took so long, but kind of as a tour de force for early 3D acceleration, Sierra and Dynamix released a sequel, Silent Thunder, A-10 Tank Killer 2, which is almost the exact same game, but with some new theaters like Colombia and Korea. Colombia and Korea.
They took 1.5 and slapped the weirdest graphic engine. Yeah, whatever graphic engine Dynamix was using.
Graphics
I didn't look up Moby Games. Was this before before RB2?
I think so. I think it was. I think it was. I think so. I think RB2
Red Baron 2 was 97.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a year before RB2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, so it's funny. I actually went back and researching this. A lot of times with these older games, it's fun to go back and look at Computer Gaming World because I wrote about these back in the day. And in this issue, I previewed the game when it was called originally called Silent Thunder A-10 Revenge.
Oh God! What?
That is that 90s name right there, man.
That was the name before it was released.
Oh,
and that's actually kind of more appropriate tonally for a game where like the North Koreans are kidnapping movie stars.
The North
using a mercenary A-10 to rescue them. But it was Silent Thunder A-10 Revenge, and it was one of 16 Sims that were slated for release that year.
Those were the days. Those were the days.
We were just a
now, 16 didn't ship that year because one of the ones I'd listed was Falcon 4.
Right, but friends, if you were around back then, you're probably listening to this podcast, but if you weren't around back then, we were just awash in flight sims. It was a magical time.
We could be elitist gatekeepers, no problem, over one sim because there was so many. We were just so blessed. Whereas now we take whatever rule.
We didn't know how blessed we
get
were.
Now.
We didn't know how lucky and blessed we were. We really didn't. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
Yeah. So Scott May, really good sim writer who worked for me, reviewed this thing and gave it 2 stars.
Awesome.
The gist of it was that it's new missions. The graphics are dramatically better than the old game.
Well, I mean, come on.
And it will support up to a 1024 by 768 resolution. Man, super VGA. But the flight model is 7 years old. They didn't do a dang thing.
I think they made it worse. I think they made it worse.
Yeah,
I think they made it worse.
Well, they even made it worse when it first shipped. It literally was like the 7-year-old flight model. They released a patch, and that like gave
Call Sierra BBS. Call Sierra BBS to get the patch.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is the article warns about the fact that if you want the patch, let's see it warns you that the 1024 by 768 version of the patch approaches 9 megabytes.
Holy shit!
So on a 2400 baud modem, that's going to tie up the phone for a long time.
Yeah, Mom, get up! Don't pick up the phone. Shit.
But we had it on. We had it on on our cover disc too.
On your cover disc.
It's funny. I through Wikipedia, I think I found a GameSpot review, and I think they gave it like 8.4. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
We did. We had very. There was some major. Different. We were both owned by Ziff Davis, but the GameSpot guys and us had very different views on what made good games sometimes.
So I got this game when I got because we talked about this before, when I got the Sierra Scream in 3D, the rendition card. Yeah, my first 3D accelerator, and they came with this game. And I played it a little bit, and I didn't play it very much, and I couldn't remember why I didn't play it much until I played it this time, and I'm like, oh. That's why I didn't play it very much, because it's not very good. Oh boy, it's not very good. So just like the original game, not a lot of content, 24 missions across 3 different areas. You got, what is it? Colombia, Korea, and
Venezuela, Greenland, and Minneapolis.
Oh God. No, it's like the desert, the jungle, and and Korea. I forget what the desert one is. I think it's the Desert Storm.
That's Uzbekistan or something. Yeah.
Some of the funniest music I've ever heard in a flight sim. Oh my God, the music for this game is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I thought the music for Jane's Fighters Anthology was like all over the map. Holy moly, you guys. The music for this one is...
You watch your mouth.
No, I love the music for Fighters Anthology, but it's not what you would. It's that's good music. This music is like, This music is like, What kind of Mexican? What kind of Mexican?
Cartels, man, you got to listen to appropriate music.
What kind of Mexican Korean fusion restaurant did I walk into? What is this?
That might actually be good.
The restaurant would be good, but what kind of music are they playing in their restaurant that also made it into this flight sim?
Bulgogi on tortillas.
Yeah, exactly. No, that sounds good, right? I'm hungry now.
Yeah.
But but the music was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Music.
You know what? Dynamix was almost at this time a spent force. They didn't.
Oh man.
I mean, they had their best work done 4 years earlier. They roamed. They didn't know what to do after that. Especially once Aces Over the Desert was canceled, it was clear that Sims were no longer their future. So they did the Metal Siege stuff and the Earth Siege stuff,
which was great. That was all great, though. That was really good.
Then they had their swan song is Sims in RB2, which was awesome but flawed. And then they just said, "Screw it, we're gonna do first person shooters like everybody else with tribes."
But then they fixed Red Baron with Red Baron 3D, which really fixed it and made it really great.
Yeah,
that was it too. That was the end of it.
But that was the end of it. That was the end of it. But they never fixed this one. They never returned to this one. They never fixed this one. This was just left to flounder. And
pretty much,
and flounder it did. And
what do we do with this? We sell it to the 3D companies as a package.
And the thing is, to me, it did a lot of the same things right that the first one did. It has the great map. It's got the changing missions it has the changing objectives mid missions that I liked. And I have to say, I had more fun with it the more I played it. It's still a bad game, but there's a lot to do. Like, it keeps you busy. Like I believe you said that earlier, Denny. It keeps you. Did you say that earlier? Was that you that said that, Denny? Keeps you busy.
I don't think so.
Oh, Chase. I think. Oh, maybe it was you, Chase. I apologize.
Yeah, it keeps you busy.
Maybe it was you, Chase. I apologize, but I just want to give credit where credit's due. But it kept me busy with the few missions I played with it, and after I overlooked all the bad, I did have some fun with it. I'm never going to go back to it because I think the first game is more fun to play, and I'll probably play that if I ever get the itch to play these again. But
the old game has the patina of, real retro, first of its kind, it's kind of got that Vaseline glow over the top of it, smeared on the lens, whereas this one is just like middle 90s Drek.
Well, I feel like the first game has a soul where this one doesn't. This one doesn't.
This one was we have this graphic engine. Let's just take 1.5's code and just basically remake it with this graphics engine.
It's just a gratuitous game. It was 3 Space was their graphics engine.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
And
what the hell is
that was just Dynamix's graphics engine, because back in those days, there was no Unity or anything like that. Everyone had to code their own graphics engine.
Was it the same engine they used for like Earthsiege and whatnot?
Yeah.
Was it the same?
Yep.
That's
arguably the best 3 Space game is, don't you?
What's that?
Betrayal at Antara.
No, it's that same engine. Oh my God, they use
Betrayal at Antara, baby.
So wait. So they use the same engine for an on the ground, up in your face RPG that they used for a goddamn A-10
Aces Over the Pacific
flight sim. Oh my God, no wonder. I'm so mad.
You didn't know. I'm surprised. I didn't mean to blow your mind.
No, I didn't know that, and I'm angry now.
Yeah.
I'm literally angry now.
That was 3 Space.
I feel like they did this game dirty because of that. Like, I feel like they did this. I feel like they did the lineage of this series dirty because of that. Oh man.
I forgive them for this because of RB2 3D. This was a we need to get something out of the door.
Yeah.
I mean, Sierra. Look at what was happening to Sierra about that time too. They were being bought out by Davidson.
Oh God!
Adventure games were dropping off the map.
Yeah,
right. Sierra was not a healthy company. So whatever they could get in the pipeline cheap,
right.
And it had to be, it had to have, some current technology. So
you're right. They were flailing all over the place because they were trying everything. They were trying everything. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It did not look as good as this, but and I'm sure we'll cover this game at some point. But Brian, did you ever play A-10 Cuba?
Of course.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
We'll
that was contemporary of this game. And
that's a deep cut.
It had SU-27 Flanker and A-10 Cuba both came out at the same time as this.
Yeah,
they both had simple polygon graphics, as opposed to God vomited on the landscape, 3D mesh terrain like this has.
3D photorealism.
But they had flight models. Like this was the beginning of like really accurate physics. Jane's ATF. You look at the contemporaries of this game, and it looks that much worse. It came out the same year as Jane's ATF, which was graphically primitive, but had multiplayer combat flight for the first time.
Multiple planes.
Multiple
missions,
a ton of pilot aids. Yeah,
they were at least relative to each other.
A mission editor.
Longbow came out this year.
Mission editor, quick mission generator.
SU-27 Flanker, A-10 Cuba, F-22 Lightning II from Nova Logic, which was we'll talk about the game there.
You know what?
But it looked amazing.
You know what? Side note: I played on a Mac emulator A-10 and A-10 Cuba and A-10 Attack. You can install them on top of
those, didn't we?
No, we haven't covered those yet. You can install those. I
swear to God, we've talked about it.
We've talked about them. We've talked about them.
Yeah.
You can install them on top of each other, so you get the content of both. The sad thing about them is, like this, the content is what you get. But those are such better games, and I love A-10 Tank Killer. Those two are such better A-10 games than both of these.
Which is why I think Silent Thunder was justly ignored and vastly scorned on ComSys.
I think you're right.
Flight Sim. ComSys IBM. We crapped all over it.
Did A-10 Cuba come out before A-10 Tank Killer 2? I think it did. I think it came out a year before this. Right?
They were both 96.
Oh, I thought A-10 Cuba was 95.
We had some hardcore. Because it was Mac only. We had some hardcore people on the Flight Sim group. Didn't they go on to do? I think the one PC thing they did was Screaming Demons. Was that the same company, Screaming Demons over Europe?
Hang on, I think so.
It was Parsoft. They did an F-18 game too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
Parsoft always had a hardcore, real, a little group of fans. A little group of fans to the point where Screaming Demons over Europe was also pretty much ignored, but was modded the hell out of long before like IL-2 was and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a different sim. But yeah, Parsoft had its core of users, and they were pretty much justified in that because, like you just said, it was like same year. It had the clean polygon graphics, mind you, but it was an airplane. Right, as opposed to a kind of
a first-person shooter,
an array,
kind of a first-person shooter, but a plane. Yeah, no, I was.
A-10 Cuba was the PC port of A-10 Attack.
No, it's a different game. It's a different game.
Version.
It's a different game.
A-10.
I hate to correct you. A-10 Attack is a separate game, and that's what came out in '95. I want to apologize for that. A-10 Attack,
but A-10 Cuba is an evolution of it. It's an updated.
It is the sequel of it. It's got different content. They're both of the same engine, but they are separate games. But on the Mac, you can install one on top of the other, so you get the content of both, which I've done, and they're really good. They are good really games. Good. Yeah, they are both really good, and we will definitely cover both of those at some point once we get to like the mid 90s. We will definitely cover those, my friends.
Yeah. So going back to the review, Scott May's title for it. This is probably my title. I think I wrote most of the fun titles, but anyway, I'll take credit for it. Sorry, Scott. Was Silent Thud.
Oh
And we're not talking F-105s here.
No, that's good. That's good.
And my favorite reference in there is when he's talking about the flight model. He says that it flies like a B-52 hit by a shrink ray. Which I thought was great for capsulizing.
That's a good one. That's some good snark.
That is painfully accurate. That is painfully accurate. Oh, man.
I just one of the things where it was, and it I don't know. All I can really remember of it here, flying it recently, is just the smeary, ugly mid-90s, bad, early 3D texture mapping. And then, like, the tanks that I was supposed to shoot at were like sized,
funny looking.
They're like sized up 4 times too big for the terrain.
Oh my god!
So you have
bigger than the roads they're driving on.
They're
so big. They're so stupid looking. They're like, what is that? Is that a brick? Am I shooting at a brick? A giant brick?
I think I don't know, again, with my old man, or whether it was just me talking to myself in the shower trying to come up with things to talk about this, or if I've mentioned this before, but it's like art, design, and cohesiveness can carry through technology.
Oh yeah.
So good, so well.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if you have a primitive ass engine, or just a polygonal only engine or whatever, if you have a dedicated art team and a dedicated, not a programmer artist, but someone who knows quotey fingers art, who can tie the room together like a rug, right?
Yeah.
You get just such a superior, whereas you can tell on here, this was just, let's throw some 3D models on top of this, we'll have a front end screen. There was no 1 or 2 guys sitting there going, well, that palette on that GUI looks like crap, or these screen elements just don't match with these. It was just blah. It was quick. This was quick and dirty, and there's probably out of necessity, but yeah, it's hot garbage.
F-19 makes more sense visually than this game.
Oh, absolutely.
And another thing to be annoyed about this game about is
so much.
It moved the manual to the CD-ROM. We were just coming off of the years of those amazing 200-page flight sim manuals. Brian's talked about how he enjoyed the books that he got. Or was that you chased because you were?
Yeah, it was like it made bus rides fun. It made bus rides fun.
And the manual, I'm looking at the manual for A-10 right now. It is a well-written. It is an attractive manual in this box. It is a nice manual. It is.
This one had like an installation sheet, and then the rest of it was on the CD. And those weren't all terrible. ATF came out that year, and that was the first like real collaboration with Janes in that series. And it has like this encyclopedia on the disc talking about all the things related. Like it could be done well, but Dynamix didn't.
No.
Quick and dirty.
It kind of
let's get it out there. Let's make as money as we can by licensing it out to hardware vendors as an add-in. Please infuse some cash.
I'm going to be honest. This game, to not only a flight sim fan but a fan of A-10 of the first game, kind of felt like a slap in the face. It felt kind of like an insult. Like
if you're gonna play mid-90s slop, play the jet fighters. Those are actually I'm actually pining for Jet Fighter. It's released around roughly the same time with the same technology. You can tell that Mission Studios put love and money, what money they had.
No, you're not wrong.
Into what product, and this was a quick and dirty. Please keep our studio afloat.
You're not wrong. I would so much rather play Jet Fighter 3 in a heartbeat than this, or Full Burn, or actually any of them.
That last one was gross.
No, I would rather play that. Whatever that one, 2015. I'd play that.
Yeah.
I would play that over Silent Thud. I would play that over Silent Thud. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this was, and I think you're right when you mentioned that adventure games were waning here, and that was probably where Sierra got so much of their money. Plus, this was the start of them being sold to like 18 different companies over the course of a few years. But because Sierra, I mean, give them credit, they pioneered so much in the early days of PC gaming. So definitely
VGA. They drove VGA
and then Dynamix, which Sierra bought. When I was talking to my friend Red about what he did on an A-10 1.5, he said at Dynamix, like one of his jobs was just to go around the different Mac and Amiga games and just optimize 68,000 code to make performance better. Like they were really trying to push things. But later, when the money started running out, Outpost, which was a Sierra game.
Oh, Jesus.
No. But
it's infamous because it was the first like major heavily promoted game that just shipped completely unfinished because they had to make a financial quarter. And like no one knew what to do. Like that had never happened. Like, what do you mean you shipped a game that's not done that doesn't do half what you said it would do? Like nowadays you're just like, oh well, they'll patch it in a year or so. But back then, like it was a shock.
That was a fiasco. That was a huge.
It was. Yeah, folks. This was for again the youngins. Yeah, a major publisher hyped up a game and just utterly crapped the bed. This was Outpost.
And this was the first time they had done that.
It was really the first big publisher boner.
Yeah.
My headline for that one was rejected, by the way. Compost.
Oh.
They wouldn't let me do that one.
Did you guys play Outpost? Side note, did you guys play Outpost 2? Because that was an actual good game. Outpost 2
was the apology, and what Outpost 1 should have been.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
By that time,
Outpost 2 was good. It was too late for most people, but I played it and I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
It was.
Sierra's later years were just there were just so much attempt to stay alive, and I will forever hold rage in my heart for them showing and then canceling that Babylon 5 game.
Oh God, so, I got to see that. I got to see that and play it.
I got to play the Starfighter mode.
Yeah, I did too. I was excited about it, and even though I wasn't a Babylon 5 fan, I got to play it, and I was like, okay, this looks fun, and then poof.
Yep. So yes, poor Sierra just went down the tubes, but at least they did end with Red Baron 3D. So they redeemed themselves at the tail end of their flight.
At the end, yeah. But that's kind of a story of the 90s. Like, look what happened to Microprose. We're gonna get into arcade games. Oh no. Oh no. So folks, I guess we could start wrapping up. So folks, we have a story of one, I think, good game here, and one not so good game here.
Good for the time, folks.
Good for the time.
I'm not gonna. If, like I said, 20-year-old Chase, that was the dog's bollocks. But
my note on this, I usually take notes when I'm playing it, and at the top of it is nostalgia is necessary to play this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And my note at the top of A-10 Tank Killer 2 was no one's nostalgic for this game.
Yeah, no one. I would say if you're interested in playing an A-10 focused game, seek out A-10 Attack and A-10 Cuba, and if you burn through those, you burn through all that content, and you want more, then go to A-10 Tank Killer if you want more. As a plan B. That's what I would say. And then if you need a plan C, Strike Fighters 2.
Because
for A-10s?
Go to an alternate universe where Jane's didn't cancel Jane's A-10.
Which sadly isn't. But the Strike Fighters 2.
I talked about that on, I guess it was our last episode.
That was the QA episode,
Q&A episodes. Yeah, so go, if you didn't hear that one, go back and listen to that if you hear about Jane's A-10. It was sad.
But
you can, you've got ATF, which had an A10. It had an A10 with a radar because they didn't bother blocking that from the A10.
Oh, is that flyable? Is that flyable in there?
Yeah.
I always forget about that. Okay.
And then let's not forget about USAF, one of the.
Oh God, right. I always forget about USAF.
Yeah. So those, but I mean, you've got some, and then of course, like you said, the Parsoft games, which are, those clean polygons, which everybody digs.
But I would put the Parsoft games at the top. If you're looking for A10 games, I would put those at the top of the list. Honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
I would put those at the top of the list.
Study sims. Yeah, they're study sims, whereas everything I mentioned were both surveys.
Yes. But But you have some options if you're looking for A10 sims. But the Parsoft sims, Cuba and Attack, definitely top of the list. And I would say this is A10 is definitely Tank Killer is Plan B, because it's also focused. But
don't play it.
If you're really cruising,
if you're a completist,
if you're a completist and you've played the hell out of Cuba and Attack and you need more A10 content, then that's it. But if you haven't played Cuba and Attack, go to our Discord and I could tell you how to, for a Mac emulator, hook them both together and play both of them. Because you can do that, and it's great. And they're very playable on a Mac emulator.
And A10 Cuba did ship for Windows too. So
it did, but the Mac emulator is great because you get the content of both games, and they work.
This is going to be a fight between mom and dad here. Come on, let's just move.
No,
let's move on.
You get the content of both Attack and Cuba.
People who are afraid of 68,000 based computers, you can't.
They show you a smiley face when they crash. Yeah.
No, I'm saying it works great. I've played the content of both games on my old computer here, and it worked fine.
Awesome.
Anyway, but if you don't want to deal with that, you can just play Cuba. I mean, if that's that, you also have that option if that's what you want. Anyway, so for our next option, what am I talking about? I'm rambling. I think I need lunch. For our next episode, friends, we have covered in a previous episode the first F-15 Strike Eagle game. But did you know there are two more F-15 Strike Eagle games? There were 3 in total. So in our let's be honest. In my quest to stay chronologic-ish, we are going to cover the next 2 of the only 2, the final 2. Can't talk anymore. The final 2 F-15 Strike Eagle games, F-15 Strike Eagle 2 and F-15 Strike Eagle 3, which came out in 1990 and 92. Was it 90? It was 90.
I'm thinking so.
I think. Let me double check. I have it right here on my list. No, 89. Oh no, A9. Sorry, 1989.
No, the Amiga version came out later, so that's the one I was thinking of.
No, I'm thinking So A9 and 92, respectively. So that's what we're going to talk about next time. So, friends, thank you so much for spending time with us. We really appreciate it. We love doing this. We love taking this journey with you through these old sims, even if they're not as fun to play. They are fun to talk about. We definitely enjoy spending time with each other talking about these games. And we hope you enjoy spending time listening to us talk about these games. It's so fun to get together and reminisce about what's good and bad about these old games, because no one else is talking about them. That's why we created this thing. No one else is talking about them. So that's what we're here for. Because, to talk about how we got to Sims today, we got to talk about how we got here, So I think it's important to talk about these classics. And I do think the first A10 game is a classic. I know, but the second one, not so much. Jeez.
It's a classic of its time for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back and play it, but I am not going to say it's a bad. I
think if you haven't played the first A10, if you're curious, it's worth checking out. Just for sheer curiosity's sake. You don't have to dive into all the campaigns or whatever, but it might be worth checking out just for craps and giggles. But yeah, so thank you so much for spending time with us. And don't forget to check your 6. We'll see you next time for the remaining 2 Strike Eagle games, y'all. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.